Hey Beyond Macros Heroes, Matt here with another video to help you grow your online coaching business. One of the most common struggles I hear from coaches is that everyone who follows their program gets great results, but not everybody follows the program. Up to 6 out of 10 people just don't follow the program or check in consistently. And I'll tell it to you straight, no coaches have 10 out of 10 clients being 100% compliant with their nutrition plans. But it doesn't mean that shouldn't be your goal. Even Precision Nutrition found in a study that about 7 in 10 participants followed the program. And their program usually starts with the simple change of drinking more water. So don't feel like you are alone if you're not getting compliance, but also don't let this be an excuse. In this video, I'm gonna teach you the fastest ways to increase compliance with your online coaching clients. Before we talk about how to increase compliance, let's address the most common reason I see coaches struggling to gain compliance with their clients. Hands down, the most common reason is that coaches make it ridiculously complicated for clients to check in. And this overcomplication tends to start even before the coach starts working with their client. At its worst, I've mentored coaches who originally had intake questionnaires that took me 15 minutes to fill out online without going into any detail. I just typed in test or clicked a checkbox at random to see what kind of questions they were asking. This is insane. If I actually answered the open-ended questions with any degree of detail, I'd be filling that form out for a week. And as you can imagine, when I went through this coach's weekly check-in process, I was bombarded with heaps of questions in a document. Not only that, but I was asked to manually input my calories, macros, and fiber intake from MyFitnessPal into a spreadsheet and then email that spreadsheet to the coach. Before I'd even prepped a single meal, I would have had to spend a half hour plus just to tell my coach how my week went. The tone was set early. If I wanted to get results with this coach, I'd have to spend a ton of time to do it. And that's not what clients pay for. So if I were a client, I might just silently sit back and stew in my buyer's remorse. I can't believe I'm paying $50 per week to have someone overcomplicate the already confusing world of nutrition. Let's say next week, this client gets busy and they don't check in. The following week, they're still busy and don't check in. Now they're in the habit of missing check-ins, and they might get an unhelpful email reminding them that they haven't been checking in and that they need to do it. Even if you tell clients how important check-ins are to you, they still don't know what's in it for them. If they feel like it's too much effort to work with you, they're gonna disengage. But luckily, this is the easiest problem to fix. When I get on business audit calls with coaches who are interested in our certification program and mentorships, this is consistently the quick win that I can identify for them. Simplify. Simplify your onboarding process. Simplify your check-in process. And simplify everything. Think about McDonald's. Do they have the best burgers on earth? In my opinion, heck no. So why have they served billions of burgers worldwide if they don't have the best burgers? It's not just convenience. There were plenty of other convenient burger places when McDonald's rose to dominance. What they did is they made it simple and easy for me to get my burger. And they made it simple and easy for them to create the burger. When I pull up to McDonald's, there's a sign pointing me towards the drive-thru. If I follow that sign, I pull up to a menu. After looking at that menu, a voice comes through a speaker asking for my order. And that person can help guide me through the ordering process. They tell me, pull up to the next window. I pull up to the window, they gave me easy instructions to pay. Then they hand me my food in a timely manner because behind the scenes, everything runs like a well-oiled machine. The drinks I ordered will be in a caddy to make it simple for me to transport them without spilling. It's a simple and clear process. There's no confusion, there's no friction. Every detail runs smoothly behind the scenes and in the front of the house. How can you take a page out of good old Macca's book and make your check-in process dead simple with no confusion? Not just for your client, but for you behind the scenes. Maybe your client doesn't know how to use your complicated check-in spreadsheet. Maybe they don't know when to check in or where to check in. If you make that clear as day, you're one step closer to getting better compliance and better results for your clients. But here's an exercise for you. And you can download the worksheet in the description below to walk you through this step by step. I want you to first audit your check-in process and find the friction. Next, remove the friction. And lastly, put yourself in your most difficult client's shoes and think about how easy or difficult the new check-in process you created is. In addition, I ask every coach I've ever mentored the following question. If you could only have your client provide 3 check-in data points each week, which 3 would allow you to analyze their week and give them actionable recommendations? What if your client only had time for 1 check-in data point next week? What could you work with? Once you understand the minimal check-in data you need to form an impression and coach your client, you can stay ahead of clients falling off the wagon just because your coaching process feels too complicated to them. I had a coaching client who was going through a really difficult span of weeks at work. Her check-ins were consistently incomplete that week. I'd look at her food journal and see breakfast logged Monday, lunch Wednesday, and snacks Thursday. And that's it. No complete days. And no qualitative data about her energy, her mood, etc. I couldn't do my job with this data. So I reached out and asked what was going on in her life that made checking in difficult right now, because she was compliant before. Her immediate response was, "Work has been really hectic. I'm sorry, I'll be more on top of it." But in my experience, I've learned sorry, I'll be more on top of it doesn't always lead to the client being more on top of it. So instead of taking her word for it and hoping that she magically found time in her day to check in, what I did was ask her a question. I asked her, what if we simplified your check-ins until work calms down? Would that be okay with you? And she was worried that if we simplified check-ins that she had failed. So I had to let her know, it's fine. I've done it with other clients and I can still give you good recommendations even with less data. So I gave her my 3 data points. I really just needed 1 full day of food journals and I needed her daily weigh-ins. At the end of the week, if she wanted to give me a recap with bullet points of her struggles, that could really help me too. She ended up giving me 3 full days of food journaling, and she did as I asked with the daily weigh-ins. She also gave me a pretty detailed recap of her struggles. I was able to be just as effective in analyzing her week, giving her the next action steps, and providing support in those areas she was struggling with. Once she realized that these were my 3 essential data points, it took the pressure off the check-in process. And some weeks I'd get the kitchen sink, and others I'd get my minimum 3. But the thing is, we managed to stay on track and develop consistency working together for years. That's right. This happened early in our relationship, and we worked together for years. And I attribute that to simplifying my check-in process and being crystal clear about what information I need to serve my clients, which information is just nice to have, and what's just noise. So in the comments below, I'd love to hear from you. If you only had 3 pieces of client data to work with each week, what would they be? And remember to subscribe for more shows to help you run your coaching business more profitably and serve your clients more effectively. Until next time, heroes, much love and keep shining.